He was the kind of man who couldn't even bring himself to touch raw meat. And yet, behind that fearful exterior was a mind consumed by a dark, sinister plan. The man and his wife seemed to be happily eating steak. Inwardly, he was plotting how to get rid of the wife of the other party. At first, he casually mentioned to his coworkers that his wife would be hiking alone that weekend. Then he drove over 100 kilometers to a hardware store, carefully selecting tools he thought next. Under the guise of a romantic getaway, he brought his wife to his father's old cabin in the woods. Once there, he checked the shed for his father's hunting rifle. He then went down to the lake, gathered large stones, and quietly stashed them in the bottom of their boat. Back at the cabin, he poured himself a stiff drink. Then he stood behind his wife. But the next second, he woke up tied to a chair. Sitting across from him, calm and collected, was his wife, sipping coffee. Laid out on the table beside her were the exact tools he had gathered to kill her. Turns out, she had figured out his plan long ago, so she played along, setting a trap of her own. But the man didn't panic. In fact, he'd prepared for this too. Knowing he lacked the nerve to kill her himself, he had hired someone days earlier. A man promised $100,000 from her life insurance if he took care of the job. Now the wife was tied to the chair, and the man was in control again. So in order to sow discord, the woman told the golden retriever that her insurance money was actually $2 million. The man was so scared that he quickly blocked the woman's mouth. However, when the golden retriever learned the truth, he immediately pointed the gun at the man.